Say hello.
Hi.
Starting a little early.
I think Carl has everything working. I hope he does.
Should be.
Oh, I'm sitting on the wrong side, aren't I?
No.
Nope. Okay. I think last time did I sit on this side?
You did.
I
But
did?
we were over there.
Oh, okay. That's what
We
it is.
changed stuff around.
Okay. Okay.
Is that yours? Or no, that was your email.
No, that's not mine.
Yeah. Okay. I got the notification that said you're live, so
Oh, cool.
other people should as well.
Okay, cool. I didn't know. I didn't know how that worked because I don't think I get a note. I don't think I get a notification.
No, because you're not notified of your own channel. You're here doing stuff, so you wouldn't be notified. You're already doing it.
Okay. Good.
So-
Good.
Oh, there's Peggy. Hey, Peggy from Mississippi. How you doing?
Hi, Peggy. So I'm looking at the clock, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do a live tonight is the last video I put out has done so well, and I just wanted to thank everyone. I mean, I constantly am watching my channel grow. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Marie. I really wanted to take a minute and thank everybody. My channel has grown very quickly, and for being a little bit older and not all that tech savvy, and Carl does all that for me. This is just an incredible journey for me. So I'm very grateful. The last video that we put out is just exploded, and it's well
from our perspective,
it is done really well. And I'm
Bay Country Creek Boutique, Indiana. How you doing? Welcome
Indiana.
Welcome to the chat. Glad to see y'all here.
Yep, Carl likes his Indiana people. He does.
Yep, those are my peeps.
Yep. So that was kind of my main deals. I just wanted to thank everybody, and Carl and I've talked to. We do plan in the future to do a giveaway of some kind. There's just a lot going on. We've changed the format on the Short Girl Flipper channel. So for those of you that like the what sold videos, we're really giving you all the information. As far as you're seeing the shipping, you're seeing the fees, you're seeing everything just the way it's done by someone who runs an eBay store. So if that's something you're thinking of doing or trying, make sure you go over to the Short Girl Flipper channel and watch.
She says, I love watching you tape the packages.
Well,
so the Flipper channel is still, we did change the format a little bit, like Sharon said, and we're still tweaking it just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think we're kind of got it to the point where we like it. You guys can just feel free to ask anything if you have questions about it. If there's something on there, if, a number you don't understand, or maybe we said something, we could, we always run the risk of, putting out bad information because we're not that we're trying to, just as we look at it, we may look at one thing and say something else. So it's not like we're trying to deceive anybody or anything like that. Just sometimes we do mess up. So we really appreciate everybody, supporting that channel. That's pretty cool.
And as someone that's doing this now, I would be someone that would go and watch that video to learn, all the things that you maybe didn't know about an eBay store or about the financials with an eBay store. So I think that's good, because if I can do it, and I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but if I can do it, then you can do it. So that's kind of why the transparency is what it is.
Hi, Kimberly. She says she loves the new format. So transparent.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we're trying to do.
Thank you.
So we're trying to show you guys, like, we want to show you what the shipping costs are. We want to show you the fees. The fee structure, the way it lists is on there, though, it's just a number. But the way eBay breaks it down, it's like they do a fixed fee, which is 40 cents, and then they do a variable fee. And the variable fee depends on what the item is and what category it is. So that's one thing you got to be careful with. If you're listing things and you get them in the and you put them in the wrong category, then
good job, Marie.
You're going to pay fees on that category.
Yeah.
So eBay is not going to go back and say, "Oh, we think you listed this in the wrong category." They're just going to tell you you're just going to end up paying the fees in it. On the flip side of that, that doesn't mean that you need to try to list everything in the cheap category, because they
No.
probably will bust you for that.
And if you're new, like Marie just said, she just started, you know, one tip that I really think is important, put as many keywords as you can in the title, because when people are searching for things, they're using certain words to find items. And the more of those words you put in your title, the more likely people are to find your items.
Yep. You
Hi, Brenda.
get you get 80 characters to fill in your title,
Yep.
and try to use all of it. Even if
Yeah.
even if your last 4 characters are a bunch of exclamation points or something, try to fill as much of that as you can.
Just try to put as much information as you can. Yeah.
All right. I noticed that you do measurements and shipping costs when items have sold. Could you please tell me how you figure shipping prices to list on eBay if you do that after the items have sold?
Oh, well, I do use a free shipping format. I do include what I think is a fair shipping rate when I list my items, and I tack that onto the price of my items.
So I think what she's getting at is, so there's different ways that you can do it. So on the last flipping video that we put out today, it's called Hot Sales and Hot Shipping. At the very end, I threw up some numbers for all the number nerds out there that are like me.
Hi, Sarah.
I like all the numbers. Our average shipping cost we've had, I think, 1,500 items shipped so far this year. Our average shipping cost is $7.20. So Sharon kind of factors that in when she's looking up an item. She looks at what the item, she kind of goes and looks at the comparable comps for everything, and then she kind of factors in the shipping in with it. So she looks at items that show as sold that had free shipping, or items that sold with shipping, and we just kind of average it out and just do it that way. If you want the buyer to pay the shipping, then the best thing to do is get the exact dimensions of the box that you're going to ship it in.
You'll have a scale.
Yeah, and you'll put those dimensions in eBay, and then it'll ask you how much is it going to weigh. So the easiest thing to do is just throw the box on the scale, put the item in there, and then just round up a little bit so that you can account for like additional packing materials. And then that will give a pretty good amount for the buyer. So when they say, I'm going to buy your item and I live in such and such area, the YouTube will already, or not YouTube, eBay will already calculate the price based off of your inputs. So if you're trying to scam somebody if you say, oh, this item it's small, it'll fit in a 6x6x6 box and only weighs 8 ounces, but you put on there it's going to go in a 12x12x12 box and weighs 5 pounds. Yeah, then they're going to end up being charged more money for that. But be prepared to pay the price on that, because they will call you out on it. Yeah. So the easiest thing to do is, like for us, rather than mess with all that, because here's what happens. Sometimes when we go, let's say we get somebody that buys something from us and they buy 2 things. Okay, so our shipping is already factored in, so we can actually ship those items in one box, or a bigger box is what we tend to do. We'll ship it in a little bit bigger box. It'll weigh a little bit more. We'll save a little bit of money, not a lot. We will save some money. But if you're going to do buyer paid shipping, then be prepared for them to ask you for shipping discounts. So you may have to go in and adjust your costs, and to make sure that you're giving them a fair shipping cost. So hopefully that was answered your question.
and also too,
hey, Sarah from Norfolk.
If you're doing this,
hi, Sarah.
It's never a good practice to inflate your shipping. You will lose sales that way. So like I said, it's if you're trying to sell on eBay, then price your items to sell on eBay.
And they will. And so the nice thing about doing free shipping on eBay is your star rating for shipping is always going to be 5.0, because it's free. Well, technically it's free.
I mean, it's
if you do if you're padding your shipping
Yeah.
and people are noticing it, they're gonna start complaining about that, and they're going to, you're gonna get dinged on it, because they get when they get their item, they get to rate you.
Yeah, they can.
They're gonna be like, how was the communication? 1 star through 5 stars or whatever. So if you're padding and trying to make a little extra money, be prepared to pay the price for that.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's not worth it. I mean, some people do have, they have the customer pay for shipping, and they do a great job, but they're very consistent with their measurements and their weights and things like that. I just prefer the free shipping method, just because as a buyer, I know when I see free shipping, that's usually the one that I gravitate towards. So
and there is some psychological evidence of that, and I think eBay even states that, like, when people see see free shipping, they tend to say, oh, I want that, even though it's that whole thing, like, if you list something for $20, but if you list it for $19.99, psychologically people see $19.99 and they think it's actually closer to $19 than it is to $20. Not everybody, but I'm just saying it's proven that works.
Congratulations, Sarah. That's great. Getting an offer, and especially if it's a good offer, and making a sale is always fun. It really is. And
I have a question for you guys. Can you guys see the comment or the chat? Can you guys see each other? Like when you're chatting, can you guys see each other's chats? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can see.
Oh, she said yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you. So
you can see what Sarah and Country Creek Boutique and all them say. All right, cool.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was just curious about that.
And you'll notice the viewpoint behind us has changed. We are now looking at my wrapping paper wall.
Yeah, I moved.
You moved the desk.
The desk was over there, right in front of the window, and it was so stinking hot. So I rearranged the media room here to make it easier and make it a little bit, more functional.
So now you get a better idea of how much I love my Christmas, and
you get to see more of the crazy.
Well, maybe when we get towards the end of the year, towards Christmas, we'll actually do a couple minutes and we'll give you a view of the crazy Christmas house. It's a lot, but I've lost my mind. I don't know. I have.
Oh, Karen said she just received her new Patricia Nash sandals. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I knew a viewer had bought those. Are those not beautiful? I hope they're comfortable, but I'm sorry, but those were a pretty pair of sandals. So thank you so much, Karen. I actually knew it was a viewer that bought those, but thank you. I do appreciate that. Some of
the questions that we had from before, I kind of put together some of the numbers, like I said, on our Flipper channel for the hot sales and hot shipping. So like our average to date, I think we've had, a little bit more from today, because we did have some more sales today. So since January 1st, we've had 1,503 orders. And then of those orders, our average cost of goods, so what we paid for the item on average, is $5.74.
No, I didn't get the contact information for the 100-year-old house. I mean, I'll keep my eye out. I went to his garage sale that day. So, when he posts things, I'm able to see them. So I will know. And if willing, they're able to have an estate sale, because, there's no air conditioning in the house. You have to be careful on the stairs. So there's probably a few things they're going to have to work out before they're going to allow the public in there. I mean, you guys saw a little bit of what I saw, but I'm sure they're going to have to consider a little bit of safety when they allow the public into that house.
So if the family does it without an estate sale company, they're going to be careful, because the condition of the home was deteriorated considerably.
And they were such a nice family, but there were floorboards that had, when I was in that room, there were floorboards that had holes in them. So I mean, I was being careful where I was walking, and I know maybe you didn't get to see that. Oh,
Nevaeh.
Hi, Nevaeh.
Thanks for tuning in.
I told Carl that I have on Friday when I see you guys that I have a package for you for your eBay store. So Nevaeh is dating my son, and I'm bringing her some inventory for her store on Macari because she has started reselling and she likes it. So
it is addicting.
It is addicting. So
Yep.
there we
Especially
go.
when you start doing when you get all the good side of it, but when you get the bad side of it, well, that just comes with the territory.
Yeah.
So you're gonna stand by for your share of crazy because you're gonna get it.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm very fortunate for some of the crazy that comes across the YouTube channel. Sometimes Carl has deleted people before I've even woken up or seen the crazy. There are definitely some lonely men out there. So you deal with some oddities with this too, but
she said she already almost made $800 to $900. Wow, good for you.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Sarah says crazy. Yep, met one. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So there's crazy people out there, just like, we're not just talking like stalker people, but I'm just talking like people that clearly have nothing better to do except go on YouTube with their horrible attitudes, scam around, and find crap to complain about. It's like, you know what? I don't have time for that. So if you're gonna dump on us for something that's your opinion, well, you will get removed. Sorry.
He's just quit.
Yes, Brenda, block them. That's exactly what we do.
He does that, and he does that. He does it just because it's not always right. I mean, I do take criticism.
Karen, sorry if your name's Karen, but yeah, for people that are named Karen, you really got it raw.
We apologize,
sorry,
but
Karen.
He does try to protect me from some of the things that maybe aren't okay that people put out there. But also too, I completely allow the criticism because I know I need to slow down. I know I need to adjust the views on my camera. I know I need to, talk slower. But those are things that you don't think of until you see it on the screen. Like me, when I'm at sales, I'm just being myself. Da, 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 da. And then I realize, but when you guys are watching it, if I'm that way, it's hard for you guys to follow. And then next thing you know, everybody's got to throw up. So,
but that's okay because that's constructive criticism.
Yeah,
that helps us.
Yeah,
and it's helped Sharon because Sharon has realized that when she's out thrifting now and she's videoing it, this right here, the video is the product for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not about the items that she buys or whatever. I mean, those are kind of cool to see, but if she's just buying stuff and just flitting around and you guys are, it's hurting your eyes because you can't follow her, totally get it now, and she understands that the video is the product. So we're making sure that we produce you guys a good product. Now, that being said, I'm not going to go back to the old videos and re-edit everything and do all that. It's just not going to happen. I just don't have time.
No, and Carl, this is something that people don't realize too, that when Carl does my videos, for the most part, he's not watching the video from beginning to end. He's in there, he puts it together. But, like if I ask him a question about the video, most of the time he hasn't watched the video. It's just not the way he edits. He doesn't edit it and then watch the video. So unless I specifically go to him before the video he's working on it, he just finishes it and puts it out. And then, I see what he sees when it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't let it get to us. It's just one of those things that you have to deal with. Just like with people on eBay. I mean, you're going to sell something to somebody. You're going to identify everything in the title. Everything is going to be pictured and shown. And then you're going to get that person that gets it. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, this sucks because it's got this wrong with it, got that wrong with it, even though it says it right in the description.
I'm not going to knock Poshmark. I just found that I have better sales on eBay. And, like I've talked about before, I found when we tried Poshmark that the items would get lost. There's just too much and they don't give you can't in Poshmark, you don't get a long enough title to put really detailed information in your titles. So even as a buyer, when I would go to Poshmark, I would have a hard time finding the things that I was looking for. You know, as far as eBay goes, if you already have an account there and you've got sales or purchases, it's much easier to open a store on eBay. I mean, you know, I don't think any platform one is better than another. You know, I know people that strictly do Poshmark just because they do clothes. I know
Yeah.
people that strictly do Etsy just because they do collectibles. You know, so I think
Don't worry.
go where your items are going
Yeah,
to
just do what works for
sell.
you.
Yeah,
You know,
are gonna
we
sell the
tried that. We
best.
tried that Poshmark. We tried that whole cross listing program and everything. It was a pain in the butt to me for for the amount of money that it generated, or for the
Yeah.
sales. There was just nothing there. You know, everybody knows eBay, so it just works. And Brenda says it makes me almost cry to think that people will say bad things about you. Do not let it get to you. I'm praying for you, and when I say that, I do it. No worries, Brenda. We don't.
No, that you know, like
It's
I said,
water off a duck's back.
obviously you can tell with Carl's personality. He doesn't give a flying, you know what? That's his
Yeah.
personality.
No.
But he does protect me from it because but I've gotten better. You know, like I said, I definitely see the videos changing. I mean, gosh, I've made a lot of videos at this point, and I can see the changing and my comfort level. And also too, you know, when you walk into a sale with a camera, in a lot of ways, I think it makes people uncomfortable. But because now people ask me, and because maybe of my age, they're starting to understand. Like when I went to that jewelry sale, you know, some of those older ladies I could tell didn't like the fact
Thanks, Nikki.
didn't like the fact that I had a camera. But then one of the older ladies knew me from other sales, and she says, "But you don't point the camera at people unless they walk in front of you." She said, "You're looking at the items," because she had been at garage sales. And I said, "Yeah, no, I'm not interested in putting you on camera. I mean, unless you're just in my proximity where I can't avoid you."
Yeah, I try to edit out people if
Yeah.
they don't want to be on camera. I try to take them out.
Or children.
Children for
Yeah,
sure. I
we
cut
do
them out
try.
as best I can.
Yeah, unless.
But if it's an
you know,
important piece of the video that is, you know, that's important,
Yeah.
and a kid is hanging out and, you know, doing whatever, sorry, kid, you're getting in the video. But I prefer not to do that. So,
And we do. And I was thinking to myself earlier, I am going to go see one of my friends that cleans out storage units soon. And I'm thinking I might videotape this interaction because I think you guys will just laugh. I mean, the interaction I have with one of these storage unit guys that I know is much different than when you see me at a garage sale. And I think you guys will just get a kick because when you see somebody that cleans out storage units, it's incredible, especially if they store everything at their house.
Here's another good piece of advice too, and we had to get beyond this. So let's say you have an account on eBay and you're selling stuff. Okay, you're gonna get returns. There's no
be okay with that.
And you can say,
"Hi, Nick."
You can say that
Hi.
you don't accept returns, but there's a difference between accepting a remorse buy return, which somebody, oh, I got this and the size don't fit, or it doesn't fit, you know, I don't like the color. I want to return it. Well, they have to pay to return it.
Mhm.
Now, if you get an item not as described, and trust me, there's people out there that will abuse that part of the system,
Yeah.
then you're forced to take it. You have to take the return. You don't have to take the item back if you don't want it, but you do have to refund the buyer.
I take returns.
So
you know,
this is what I'm trying to get at though. Sharon used to get, I mean, she still gets her panties in a wad about these returns that she gets.
do.
But if you are a business, those are all expensible. So if you send something out to somebody and you don't have to pay, you don't have to do the return, you know, you don't have to give them back the initial shipping that they paid,
Mhm.
you know, so there's those kinds of things. But since we do free shipping, it's all lumped in. But you know, let's say you sell somebody for $20, they don't like it. And there's nothing wrong with it that you listed it correctly. and they're going to be like, well, I don't like the color of it, or I don't like the size of it. It doesn't fit me. They're welcome to return it. I would highly recommend that you accept returns, because it increases your rating on your selling side. So when you get the return back, they have to pay for the return shipping, and it makes it clear to them that they have to do, that they have to pay the return shipping if it's a remorse buy. So you get the item back, you have to refund them. Now we lose out on the initial shipping to them, but it's an expense. So we get to expense that out of our annual year-end total amount of revenue, which brings our overall taxable account down. So that, I mean, it's just what it is. It's just part of doing business. So highly recommend that you turn on accepting returns, especially for remorse buys. It ain't that big of a deal. You get the item back. If you're not like us and you're doing the buyer pays the shipping, well, they pay to ship it back for a remorse return as well. And guess what? If there's nothing wrong with it, they just didn't like it or didn't fit them, relist it.
Yeah, if you're listing shoes and clothes, you're gonna get it doesn't fit. That's just part of the deal. And you know what? Once you accept that you're going to get returns, it's a lot easier to do business. It really is. I mean, heck, I've had purses returned because they were too big or too small, or so
didn't fit me right. I don't like the way it hangs across my body.
Or the crossbody strap didn't fit me, and I'm looking at the crossbody strap and I'm thinking, okay, so
it's adjustable.
Yeah, so just be okay with it. If you are going to run a successful store, returns are part of the deal, and there are good returns. There are bad returns, and eBay does protect you. There's only probably 2 occasions the whole time I've been doing eBay where I have disputed refunding a buyer's purchase. One of them was, I'll explain. One of them was a brand new jacket, a brand new Carhartt jacket that I sent to her. Obviously it had tags on it, had the stickers on, everything. She decided that the jacket, she didn't like it, didn't fit. She sent the jacket back. She sent the jacket back with all of the tags removed, all of the stickers removed, and they didn't even show up in the box. She sent me just the jacket. She wore the jacket for a couple of weeks and returned it and didn't even put the tags in the box.
So in that case, what happens is you need to look at eBay's policies, but if you send something out new and you get it back in a non-new condition, you're actually allowed to reduce the amount of what you refund.
You have to take the return still.
Yeah, you take the return
right
back.
If you still take the return.
So she complained to eBay, and then eBay basically gave her the difference from their angle.
Yeah, they paid.
So we were covered either way, and it didn't count against us because we followed the policy.
It's very odd to know that, but in those instances when you dispute a return, in most cases, eBay is going to pay that person the remainder of their money and not dock you for it at all. I think it's their way of just keeping the peace. But
it's just good business. It's a good business policy, and if you follow the policy, then you'll do fine. If you don't follow the policy, well, then you're going to get screwed. I mean, but that's we're kind of in that situation right now. A person created a return, but she didn't follow the return policy. And all of a sudden this return shows up in the mail. She went and got her own label and everything and sent it back, and this whole laundry list of things that she wants done, but we don't have to do anything. Because it didn't go through the proper return process. So we'll just sit there and we'll wait for eBay to make their decision.
Yeah, eBay will
they'll get notified and they'll step in and they'll take care of it.
They'll tell me what they allow.
I mean, we have no problem.
They allow
we have no problem refunding her, but because of the way she did it, we can't refund her because the process doesn't allow for it.
And right now, because it's in flux, eBay doesn't give me the option to refund her because they say I'm still awaiting the item. So if eBay doesn't show that item was returned, they don't require you to do anything. So until they come back to me and say, did you receive the item? What do you want to do? What's the item look like? This and that. I can't, it won't let me do anything. Like it won't let you do anything. So until they come back in, I just have to wait.
Hey, Cindy, She's from North Carolina and a former Williamsburg native.
Oh, very
right.
nice. Yep. Good. You know
We
what?
love it here. It's
Yeah.
so awesome.
I do, and I like North Carolina though too. So
We
don't
do.
be fooled. I do like going in North Carolina. It's only about an hour and a half. I think we're in North Carolina, depending
I
on.
don't even think it's that far.
Yeah, depending. Well, depends which way we go. So
some more for you number nerds. Our average gross sale, which is the sale, before any fees or anything come out of it,
okay.
Is $37.11 per sale. So that's what we average. And then currently our numbers, we average about 54 sales per week. So some weeks are slim, some weeks are fat. It just depends. But the average, based off of all the sales that we've had to date for 2024, works out to 54.
And mind you, during the fourth quarter, which is the Christmas season, the last 3 months of the year, we've done 54 items in a weekend.
Yeah.
So that last quarter, I list like a crazy person and we sell like a crazy person. And I know that. So, for those of you getting into this, be prepared for Christmas season. Make sure you have lots of merchandise, backlogged so that you have a lot to move into your store, because it will move during that season.
Cindy, shoot us an email when you get in town. We'll have coffee.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
shortgirlpicker@gmail.com.
Yeah. There's a, if you're a Williamsburg person, you're always kind of a Williamsburg person. It's just kind of that way here. So
Lily says, thank you for doing the packing videos. I have really enjoyed watching them. Awesome. We love doing them, except for it's 1,000,000 degrees in our garage right now.
You're going to see us doing them and it's going to look like it's dark outside. And that's because literally it's 5:30 in the morning. I kid you not.
That's okay. 6 months from now, we'll be complaining about how cold it is in our garage.
Yeah. So 6 months from now, he's exactly right. We'll either be really cold or we'll be really hot. So the timing of the packing is going to change depending on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But as this business grows and as this YouTube channel grows, as Sharon gets more revenue from these types of platforms, we're going to probably revamp the garage to make it a little bit more shipping friendly than what it is right now. There's a lot of things, the garage right now is, it's a shared space. So
yeah,
our lawn tractors in there, and
my kiln, my ceramic kilns are in there.
Kilns in there. So there's all these things that are in there that are all volleying for real estate. So as this becomes more and more lucrative for us, then we're going to make sure that we put the money back into the make it a better product for us at the end.
You know what? I know there's going to be, okay, so for those of you that are interested in the route sales, there's a few of them that I know about. I think like there's the 127, there's Peaches to Beaches. There's one that goes through Kentucky. There's one that goes through Northern Virginia. The next one is a big one. I think it's the one that goes through Michigan, Tennessee, or
is that the 127?
Yeah, I think
that's the 127.
The 127 comes up in August. I haven't done the 127, and honestly, at that time of year, I don't know if I want to be out. I mean, that they do it in the top of the heat, and I don't know how I feel about that.
The thing about those, we did the one across Kentucky. I don't remember which one it was. The sales were interesting, to say the least. A lot of it was just like people went and bought out a dollar store and sat on the side of the road with an umbrella and sold junk. So we're not interested in that stuff. That doesn't do anything for us. We had to go off the beaten path a little bit to find some things, which we did. I mean,
that's where the best stuff is. You're going to go off. You're going to go off of the route.
But then the people that are on the route, they're
professionals.
They're professionals.
Yeah.
They're already going to have higher prices.
Yeah.
So you may or may not find good deals. I don't know. Maybe you will, but it's a chance you take. I would say if we did it, it would just be for fun. I mean, we would go and shop to try to make some deals, but it would just be for the experience. But our initial experience with the one across Kentucky, we didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fun for us. I would rather take a weekend and go up to Pennsylvania or something like that, a long weekend, and just hit the crazy yard sales that are up there.
We've had a better time going. Yeah, we've done that a couple of times. We have more fun going up to Pennsylvania and staying, getting there on a Thursday and yard selling on a Friday and Saturday, and then hitting like Goodwills and thrift stores in Pennsylvania. That to me has been a lot more fun.
So Karen, her husband has been reselling for 4 months and can't believe he can't pack items for shipping at Sharon speed. Yep, she's pretty fast, especially when it's 1,000,000 degrees in the garage. She's trying to get out of that heat.
I know. We got home today, and I'm like, I'm gonna go finish up this shipping because that way I had to clear everything was done. And Carl's like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, because I want this done before the mail guy comes, because my mail guy's a saint. He comes to the house, he picks up all my packages. So I try to get as much done as I can. But with it being hot, I'm going to tell you, I already went to the postal place in town this morning and dropped off more than half of everything that was already packed early this morning because it's just too hot and I don't want to stick him with all that."
And keep in mind too, when if you're watching the flipper videos, the shipping ones, that's not everything that we do. I mean, we try to give you guys a taste of about 10 or 12
Yeah, we're trying
items.
to do about 10 items.
We don't want you being bored, but at the same time, we don't want it to be like, oh, that's it, So about 10 items seems to be about a good amount of time, and a good amount of items, so that you're it's not repetitive and seeing the same things over and over again.
Yeah. So it'll always be about 10 items.
It's 10, 12 items.
It's a nice number. It's a nice number. That way, you guys can see it and see how we pack glass. I mean, keep in mind, I come from a ceramic business. I'm used to packing breakables. And
the thing about the flipper videos is if you don't, some people don't have time to watch the whole picker video to see what things that they could possibly resell or find to resell. But if you watch the flipper videos, you see what sells. It's a quick down and dirty of, these are the types of things that we buy, and these are the types of things that sell. So it gives you a quick reference point to, if you're not familiar with certain niches or anything like that, it gives you an opportunity to just get in there and quickly look at what's available and what sells. And then the next time you're out thrifting or picking, you'd be like, hey, I remember that. And then it gives you, it might give you a opportunity to get over there and get to something that's maybe just cheap on a table and somebody doesn't realize the value of it.
Carl has a regular job. I do 90% of the sourcing. I do almost all of the listing. And Otis came to visit too. Our dog is sneaking around back there.
He wants to go to bed.
Yeah. So usually, obviously, I would say my store is probably a lot more female type of item, because you can tell when an item's come from Carl, because I probably don't know what it is. But it really comes down to just learning across the board. You learn a lot about kind of what sells. And I mean, I buy an array of things. I mean, there's just certain things where you get to know what's going to sell, and that's everybody's wheelhouse. Everybody has a wheelhouse, and
it works out better for that way, because Sharon, her target audience is not, guys. You look at some of these resellers and, it's like, hey, today I found this Pokemon eraser, or I found this video game. Women don't want to see that. They don't really care about that much. Some do, but I mean, primarily her target audience is not that. I'm looking at the analytics right now on the Short Girl Picker channel. Almost 81% of her audience is female, and 20, 34, 54, almost 90% of it is age 45 to 65 plus.
Yeah, but that's what I am.
Right.
So.
But I'm just saying that's the things. So the things that she's buying and are the things that you guys are interested in. So it's what you guys want to see, and it's the things that you can relate to, because you're the target audience. So you guys get out there and you might come across this huge valuable score of video games, but if you don't know anything about video games, you're just going to glaze over.
All right, so I want to say something to Marie. So Marie, about not being able to get out there because of knee or this and that, there is a very good option for you. If you've ever seen online auctions through estate sale places, you literally can bid and buy boxes and boxes of inventory for an eBay store, by bidding on online auctions. And then you only have to go to one place, pick up all of your items, and usually they'll help, they'll put the boxes in the car for you, and then you've got built-in things that you can list. I mean, I've literally driven up my street, on my street that I live on, and there was an online auction. I bought 3 or 4 different lots. I took them all over because I own a ceramic shop. I took them all over to my ceramic shop and laid everything out in the boxes. I had so much crap. It was ridiculous.
The only thing about those online auctions like that, though, is that you are going to pay higher prices because people
there's
are bidding.
fees. Yeah, there's fees, and but I was buying huge lots of things. So, when I say I had a lot of stuff, I mean, I was buying very large lots, and I think my average lot was about $25 per lot, and I bought 3. But I can tell you, it was a lot of stuff for resale. So
another thing is, like, Sharon's good at, because she's not only is she doing this from a reselling perspective, she's also, like she said, a vintage Christmas, vintage holiday type of things. So she belongs to a lot of Facebook groups, um, glass groups and things like that. So she got an eyeball for stuff already, but now she has all this other resources to go to look for things. And so when she's out and about thrifting, she'd be like, oh, well, maybe that looks like something I've seen before, or she's kind of got an idea about it. And sure enough, if it's one of those types of things,
it's just, I use a lot of different.
And most people don't know what they have. I mean, they place value on things that really aren't valuable. And when you compare them to like the market, what things are actually going to sell for, like on eBay, and then things that are actually that have good sell-through rates and have good value, they don't care about because they don't see it as valuable.
And also too, there's another thing, I use a lot of different avenues when I'm buying things. I have also bought things from estate auctions or estate sale places online. And when I got down there, they had a bunch of stuff that was on the tables that was left that nobody had bid on or nobody purchased. Well, guess what? They let you buy that stuff for super cheap. So I have also bought inventory and merchandise that way. Just being aware of a lot of different ways of getting merchandise really helps you build your inventory too. I mean, you don't, certain times of year with the weather, you're not going to garage sales, or certain times of the year there might not be estate sales. So you always have to watch, especially the auction places, because a lot of times now they don't want people coming into their houses. They take everything off site to an auction place, and you bid, and I do pay a little bit more because there's always a buyer's premium and this and that. But if you know what you're buying, and you're getting a huge quantity of something, sometimes that's really good too, because the average person doesn't want a huge quantity. They're looking for that like one item that they want for their home. So here I am buying 15 boxes of something. So yeah.
So that last video with the 100-year-old house, I mean, that thing just took off. I'm looking at the analytics for it right now. We had, it's only been out since yesterday afternoon? No, July 9th. Yeah, July 9th. It came out July 9th at midnight here. So it's been out for, 24 hours plus another 12. But it had 12,000 views, and we gained 88 subscribers from that video. So that was cool. I mean, it was cool just to watch it take off.
Yeah. And I've also too, if you're like me, I've had the opportunity to go into a lot of really neat places, a lot of neat houses that, I mean, I went to an estate sale one time. It was run by the daughter, and she said, make sure you don't miss, make sure you don't miss the hidden room. And I was like, hidden room? And she said, yeah, you go up to the top of the stairs, you see a bookcase. She goes, make sure you open that bookcase and go up the stairs. There's another room up there. I am not kidding you. Carl,
It was cool.
Carl's at the other end of the house. He has no idea about any of this. And he comes to me, I go, hey, did you go to the hidden room? And he's looking at me like I'm nuts. He goes, what room? I go, over there by the bookcase. He's standing there and sure as heck pulls up the bookcase. He goes, oh my goodness. So yeah, we've had some experiences. I've been in some incredibly beautiful houses. I've been in 4-story houses before where, it's a race to get up to the attic because I know that's where the things from the pictures I wanted to go look at. I've been in basements and, barns and outhouses and,
She said she was panicking when you left that shoe behind.
I must have just set it down or, I always do that.
Okay. So I don't want to sound evil or mean about this, but we've actually been told if you find a nice shoe and it doesn't have a pair, like that doesn't have a mate and it's a good quality shoe, list it because there are people out there that only have one leg. There are amputees out there and they will buy them.
I thought
I know
that
it sounds crazy, but I mean, we couldn't believe when somebody told us that. But sure enough, when we looked it up, and we actually bought some stuff from a lady that was she was an amputee. She had a titanium leg. I mean, she was totally getting around and everything, but she had literally pairs of shoes, and she only could wear one of them. So she had a bunch of shoes that were for sale that she had never worn.
He's not kidding at all. If you go on eBay and you type in like this, that, and put left shoe only or right shoe only, it's
they're out there. People will sell any. I mean, you could look for anything on eBay and find it.
Yeah, there's a lot of markets for different things, and easily I obviously I drop things and I knock things over, and that's kind of, you watch me fumble around. I mean, that's there's no way around it. Half of it's the eyesight, and half of it's just because I saw something across the room I had to go look at, and
maybe you should get an IKEA bag.
I could get we own IKEA bags.
Insert sarcasm here.
Obviously, if you've spent enough time with me, I get so excited when I see the sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Ask away. Ask questions.
Yeah. No. So the IKEA bag, you don't need to put any more. You should really bring an IKEA bag because we all know I'm going to forget the IKEA bag. I already told you,
Sharon could be sitting on 30 IKEA bags and get out of the truck and walk away with 0.
I do the same thing at the grocery store. Carl has all of these grocery bags, these reusable grocery bags. I have never taken them into the store. Never. I'm sorry. I know that's bad.
I hate plastic bags. I just don't like them.
I know that's horrible, but
I like the ones that you can take into the store, and it just makes it easier to carry out. You can load more stuff in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. If you have questions, is it Miren? M-I-R-E-N? Miren? Alea?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask away. That's what we're here for. You can ask us. It doesn't have to be eBay related or YouTube related. You can ask whatever.
Oh yeah. So yep. If now I know now everybody's going to be going on eBay Googling left shoes and right shoes, but yeah, no, it really is a thing. So.
And Myron says they've been following us for a couple of months now and enjoy the videos. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a reseller myself. Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, you should. Resellers, YouTubers destroy the reselling market. No, we don't. There's so much crap out there for people to buy and resell. It just depends on, it depends on how you list it, how you market it, what your price points are, how good your pictures are. It's how you do it. There's plenty of stuff out there that people want to buy. Okay, she says, how are you certain they are authentic? I know it takes a really good eye. Mm-hmm. That's on her.
You know what? A lot of it has to do, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of it has to do with weight. In my mind, that's one of the biggest indicators. If I pick up a purse and it doesn't have, I'm used to picking them up at this point. If it doesn't have a good weight on it, if the stitching is really poor on it, it's a pretty it's a pretty good indicator. Now, on the flip side, I don't often do Louis Vuitton or the high end stuff. I mean, I sold a purse that was mine that was high end, but I know where I bought it. So I didn't have to worry about that. But I look for certain things. Here's a tip. If you're buying a Coach bag, and a lot of old Coach bags will say this, if it says made in Korea, it is fake. Coach does not ever make bags in Korea. So that's one thing about Coach bags. If it says made in Korea, just put it right back down. And also to the embossing. So another thing about Coach bags, when they do the embossing, when it says Coach, or they give that little blurb on the tags on the inside of the bags, it's a little bit deeper than a fake is going to be. The fake, they don't press down on the leather enough to get a deep imprint. The Coach ones, you can feel it. Same with Longchamp. You can feel it's a little bit deeper of a press when they do their engraving on the leather. So those are things.
So if you like, another thing is, like, we have a lady in town. She has a high-end resale shop. So we can take, and she's friends with Sharon. So we can take stuff to her, seek those people out. I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to, if you bring stuff to them, they're not going to turn you down. They're going to help you out, and they'll be able to tell you, and they're not probably even going to charge you anything.
Yeah.
So, use your resources and seek those people out. And if you don't know, if you're just not sure,
do not list it.
Nope, because last thing you want to do is get strikes from eBay, and then your account gets suspended, and then you just get a bad reputation right away. It's hard to dig yourself out from something like that.
I bought a beautiful bag off of Marketplace. I bought a Goyard bag. I still paid a little bit for it, but not a lot. I did take it into her because I was not sure if it was real. And I wasn't sure if it was fake. I just wasn't certain. So I took it into her. We both looked it over, her and the other lady that owned the consignment shop. None of us could say for sure. We were not sure. There are fakes that are so good. And guess what? It's in my closet. I'm going to use it, but I will not list it because I will not send it out to someone else that
Karen
way.
Karen says, love the chemistry between you two. What's your secret to working together each day? Low expectations.
No. You know what?
Oh my God.
I think
I'm terrible to work with. I'm like OCD,
Yeah.
and Sharon's like a leaf in a river flowing down the stream. So she drives me absolutely insane with some of the stuff she does. And just like I told you guys with the, once you got to get past the returns, and you got to get past the things in your businesses, you got to get past those kinds of things too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the only way that we function together. She's really good at what she does. I can't do it. I could pick up 10 purses, and to me, they're all just, I don't know what they are. I don't even care. So, but for video and production and doing the things, this type of stuff, she can't do it. Not that she can't, and not that she won't. It's just not what she does well. So, we try to focus on the things that we do good, and we try to prop each other up the best we can. We still get frustrated.
It's a balance. Like I said, he does what he does, and I do what I do. I could always learn to do this or that, but he would never be comfortable buying the things that I buy. It's just not his thing. I have a huge useless mind full of crud that, I don't know where it comes from. But, Carl and I, we used to play trivia. We used to go to places and play trivia together. And you would be amazed at two people that had a little bit of knowledge about everything. But when we worked together, we were able to really, really do well. And I think that's what it is we just let each other do it. He's so frustrated with me because, I forget to do things on the videos. I forget to recap videos. I've had my camera fog up and not even notice it till 20 minutes into I'm taping.
Just like it's like the IKEA bag thing. She'll have 30 IKEA bags that she's sitting on the truck and won't take any of them. I could give her a complete list of things to do. Forget it. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
She is so in her own world. When as soon as that car goes into park and that door opens up, forget it. There's nothing that you can do or say. You guys have pointed it out on numerous occasions. Don't do this. Don't, we can't see that. We can't understand what you're saying, blah, 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 whatever it is. And she doesn't even think about those things. It's just not the way she does business, but she finds a lot of cool stuff, and her eBay store is just killing it right now. So, it's like, you just have to balance it out.
And we have, and honestly, we have knockdown dragouts. I mean, there are days when he's so mad at me because I forgot to do something, or I didn't do something the right way. And I'm the same with him, because I'm like, take it easy. It's we each have such separate jobs to do to make this work. That's really the truth. I mean, I have to do so much that he doesn't do, and he has to do so much that I don't do, to make this work. And he still has a regular job. He still goes to work. So, he has to deal with my shenanigans when he comes home, and then, I have to deal with his grumpiness. So it's kind of a toss-up.
I'm not getting less grumpy. So
yeah,
get over that right now. It's just the way it is.
It's like, it's not even bad that I say that in front of him, because he's a grumpy old sailor. He kind of just is. And I've lived with him for a long time. So that's just, that's just what it is what it is. But, my goal is to keep on just, growing the channel, because it benefits me in two ways. The channel grows, but along with it, my eBay store grows. And I have seen that. I've watched the numbers. I'm watching things grow, and they're growing together. A lot of it is, you guys are buying. Viewer sales have really, really helped. The YouTube, I started out, I was a fish out of water. And I can't even tell you, I don't even know how many videos I've made at this point. A lot videos.
Well, here, let me tell you, I have the analytics right here.
Okay, he's going to tell me how many videos we've made.
Let's see.
So yeah, there's just, like
176 on the picking side.
I've made 176. That's just unreal. Yeah. So
and Sharon is not a she's not a outgoing person. Like, she doesn't want to go hang out at she doesn't want to go to a party and be the life of the party.
No,
that's not her. She's very, laid back, and she doesn't want to do any of that stuff.
No.
So to put herself out there on YouTube like this has been, it's been a big challenge for her, but she's so stinking likable. And everybody, I mean, we had a lady from England found her channel, and she's like, oh, you just have such a nice, sweet voice. And I mean, it was weird. Like, some lady from the UK, 8,000 miles away from us or whatever, is mentioning Sharon on her channel and telling her friends to go and watch Sharon. So, I mean, it was just like, that was really cool.
Yeah. I like I said, I do. And it's funny, I do talk to some of the other resellers with channels and this and that. So you start to get to know each other. There's a couple of people that I watch that have, made nice comments on my channel. A lot of what I do, and when you're listening to me babble in the videos, that's I was in the classroom a long time. So I think a lot of that is me always having to explain to children, what we're going to be doing, what is the expectation, what I'm seeing, what I like, what we can work on, that comes right back into these videos. So, if I sound like the mom, talking to the kids, that's pretty much what I was.
Yeah. So. She's not confrontational at all. She's pretty even keeled when it comes to that stuff.
That's why when I don't get excited about things, and like the mouse lady and your guys, like, how come you didn't get excited? Well, when you're in the classroom, you can't get excited. You have to maintain that calmness around the kids.
And the mouse lady, we know that she's not all there. We just know it. I mean, she's just not, so
yeah,
she's got issues.
Yes.
Let her have her issues. As long as she's not hurting us, I don't care. It was just kind of surprising. And And to be honest with you, it was kind of funny that we were able, it gave us something to talk about other than just, hey, look at this freaking, purse I found. It was just like, why is that lady in our truck? What the heck's going on over there? So it was so funny. But yeah,
that's where I was. I was in sped. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. And I'm laughing at the lady that was trying to pull the Dooney and Burke tag off to see if it was real. I know, isn't that the worst when you're like trying to peel it back to see if there's glue behind it? Because if it's a Dooney and Burke and there's glue behind the label, or a Coach and there's glue behind the label, it's a fake. So yeah, that's another good one. I like that.
And another thing about that though is you also got to be careful with is we actually had in the past only once Sharon had a Coach bag listed, and it was real because she knew it was real. I mean, just by her virtue of knowing what it was. And we actually had a complaint. Somebody, the way I think it worked is somebody complained to eBay, but then eBay had their algorithm or whatever. They took the listing down.
Yeah, eBay took,
and they gave us a strike, and they said, we don't allow you to sell.
You have to provide them a receipt. And because I didn't have the receipt for it, even though I knew it was real, it was removed, and you have to take it off.
So if you have a purse that you're selling and it was one of yours, and you actually have the receipt, and if you run into that situation, save those receipts, and then you can fight that.
Yeah. So, if I would have taken it to the to me, it wasn't worth it. But if I had taken it to the authenticator, or if I would have had a receipt for it, eBay would have reinstated it. But I'm not trying to skirt around and mess with my eBay account by any means. So,
and again, that was just a one-time thing that happened to us, and they were like, it happened to us, and then like 8 months later, there was another incident that we had. It was with a listing that we got a Vero. What is that of
Allen and Roth?
No, what's the Vero stand for? I don't remember. Anyways, it's like it's like intellectual property or something like that, or you're not allowed to sell their stuff on eBay. Yeah, there's one of her videos is on there. It's about a Vero. You should look it up. It's a VERO.
Yeah,
and we actually fought that because they had actually their computer system looked at something, and then it read the information wrong or whatever.
Yeah, they have bots. They had the wrong information. That flag things. They do.
So when we disputed it and we showed them the proof and everything like that, they took it off.
Yeah. So keep in mind, if eBay is giving you a bad time about an item too, it's not always a person that is reviewing this. It is a computer that has caught or flagged your item. So as far as the lamp goes, no, I'm just going to wait till they have the estate sale. And then, because I really didn't handle the lamp. So I like I said, he was funny. He said to me that, some of the pieces had been broken and knocked over. I didn't walk over to the lamp and check for damage or anything. So if I do go back to the house, I will definitely, go over there and look at the lamp and make sure it's, not broken or damaged. It was for me in that house, it was very dark. I noticed for you guys, it was okay. And I could see that when I actually watched the video, but it was much darker for me in the house. So, those closets, there's no way I could have pulled items out and known if they were damaged, ripped, moldy. I wouldn't have been able to tell. So if we do go back, I have a feeling they're going to probably have to pull everything out of the closet, and I'll have to bring a flashlight, and I have a flashlight in the car. So just to be able to check those items.
Cindy says, what % of your sourcing do you film? It just depends. We probably I would say probably 80 to 90% of it. Some places don't want you to film in there. And we respect that. Like storage unit Tom, he doesn't want to be on camera, so we kind of leave that be.
Yeah.
The other guy Dan that we
I don't think Dan's gonna care. You gotta love Dan.
Care. Dan's
he's a younger guy.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
He's a funny guy, so he won't care. But we always approach with cameras rolling until somebody tells us not to.
Yeah.
So if they don't say anything, we just keep filming. If they say we don't want to be on film or don't film in here. We've only had one crazy lady. She's like, don't film. What is that camera? Don't film in my garage. And then she literally took pictures of our truck and our license plates and then ran two doors over to the neighbor's house to tell us that we're trying to case the joint. And we were just like, okay, whatever, you know.
Yeah,
you
no,
got
you
a
just,
bunch of crap on your driveway that nobody's buying, and you know, oh yeah, we're gonna come back and steal it. No thanks.
yeah, you know, like I said, you just have to be polite. And if people don't want you to tape, I don't tape. I've had people say I don't want to be on camera, and I literally am looking at them go, I don't even have my camera's not even on. So you know, it really just depends.
But we don't argue with them. We just were like, okay, no problem, you know, or whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
just,
it's really
it's not on, or
it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, because a lot of times, I don't know if you guys understand this, when I'm doing videos and I'm buying things, if I don't buy anything at that sale, you never see any footage from that sale. I
Right.
only use footage of sales that I buy things at.
Yep. And then if there's like, most of the people that don't want to be on camera are usually ladies that don't like, oh, I look so bad,
Yeah.
my hair's messed up, please don't put me on camera.
Why do you think?
I just edit that stuff out for the most part.
Why do you think camera? Like, if Carl has a camera, I tell him, don't film me at 6 a.m. in the morning when I look like hell. So I'm probably doing the same thing. So, you know, but usually I'm by myself, so I'm not filming myself. But yeah, if Carl's there and he has a camera, I'm like, please, nobody wants to see this at 6 a.m. in the morning, because I don't want to see it at 6 a.m. in the morning. But you know, that's what time you got to get up to go to work. So that's what time we head out. We usually on a Saturday are out the door by 6:30 at the latest, because the first sales usually will start at 7.
Or they'll start at 8. So we try to get there a little early, because
Mhm.
some people are, especially if it's like a community sale and the weather's good and everything.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be out there setting up. There's those people that like 7:59 and 48 seconds, and then they open up their garage door and start bringing everything out. And
Hi, Donna, we're live.
So, but then there's people like us that have been up since like 5, and they've got everything out.
Yeah.
And they got everything out and set up, and the sale doesn't start for another 2 hours. So
yeah, no, when we have a garage sale, Carl and I are out there at 5 a.m. and Carl's literally in
Bye, Brenda. We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by and saying
Bye, Brenda.
Hey.
Carl's usually in a chair by 6 a.m. waiting for people to show up.
And they show up, because guess what? That's what people do. And it's usually resellers or people with booths, or thrifters that are doing this is what they do for a living,
or collectors. Like if you advertise an item, I mean, I've had people that come running up and go, I saw this in the picture, do you have this? So, and that's how I am, because I love my vintage Christmas. So if I see something in the picture, I'm probably going to be there early, and I'm going to be standing there waiting for that one item.
Everybody say hey to Donna. She's our biggest fan.
Hi, Donna. Yeah, Donna has been a fan since the beginning. So she
always has nice things to say, and she asks good questions, and we help her out as best we can. So we love.
And Donna's another lady that has is on her reselling journey too. So you know what? If there's a lot of gals out there like me that are kind of figuring out their second act and are looking for things to do.
See you, Cindy. Don't forget to reach out to us when you come up this way. Let us know.
Bye, Cindy.
Do coffee or lunch or something.
I think we're going to wrap it up anyway. We've been on over an hour, taking up your time, and I'm sure you probably want to go eat dinner. And I know my dear sweet Otis is right behind us, and he'd like to go to bed. So
yeah, he doesn't like
when
we come upstairs. he wants to go get on the bed. He's like, just can you do this from the bed next time?
Yeah.
No.
Otis is a little bit older now, so he doesn't care too much to have to come upstairs. So. Hi, Terry.
All right, Karen, go watch your Phillies game.
Yep.
Tell your hubby we said hey.
Everybody go back to your life. And once again, reason for the video. Thank you so much for
Country Creek. Thanks
for
a
helping
lot.
my channel. Thank you so much for
you guys can always
being there.
You guys can always reach out, comment or email Sharon shortgirlpicker@gmail.com. And we will answer anything. We'll try to help you out as best we can.
Thanks, Donna.
We'll if you have questions, we'll try to point you in the right direction. See you, Nevaeh. We'll see you on Friday.
I'll see you on Friday, Nevaeh.
Yep. All right, you guys have a good night, and thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
Good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye.